what I meant to do. I meant to bring that over here. Huh. Well, I already don't like the way the dead looks. That's kind of crazy. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Shout out to you guys. If you take the time to rock with me on this live stream, I appreciate you doing so. We are in my house, no longer in my shed. My wife gave me permission to share the office space with her. And your boy has been doing quite a bit of paperwork as of late. I've been a busy guy with paperwork, which is super boring. Paperwork that I haven't wanted to be dealing with, but that I have to deal with. All right, anywho, bear with me as I'm trying to figure everything out here. Can I watch this? Go right here. I guess that'll work. Huh. Are all these people already up in here? Because if that's the case, that's what it is. Yeah, shout out to the background, too. We're at the plasma bank today because, we got no work today. So what else should we do? I have legitimately thought about going to the plasma bank just to do it. How much are they paying? $40, $60? Have they gone up at all due to inflation or anything like that? No idea, really. Obviously, I've got a green screen going on behind me here. You know what I also don't have? I don't got the internet hardwired in. That was something else that I forgot to do this morning. You guys let me know how this thing sounds. Appreciate you guys being here. I promise you guys this will be a good one. Oh, God, I promise you this will be a good one. I've got plenty of stories to share. Hey, 420, appreciate the dono right there. That means a lot. Thank you very much. All right, so obviously the background doesn't look as good as I want it to look. You can see down in the corner right there behind me, I guess. That's actually light reflecting off of the green screen. That's why that looks like that. Yeah, and then I'm kind of like tucked off in the corner just to make myself centered here. So the tripod is kind of jacked up. Oh, now we've got a poor connection. Oh, I hope this thing doesn't lag. I really need to hardwire this. Dan, thank you for letting me know it sounds good. Duber, what's going on with you, brother? I got a lot of shit to share with you guys. I wonder if you guys will bear with me long enough to run this internet real quick. How quickly can I do that? How quickly can I do that? I need to do it. We're going to lose the beauty of this stream. And if we're going to do this from the house, I need this to be perfect. I need it to be perfect. You guys are telling me it looks good. It's telling me my connection is poor. If I was going to try to do anything else on this, it's going to get affected. I'll let it go for a little bit, and then I'm going to regret this. I know that I will. All right, so here's the deal. Yesterday's live stream, how awesome was that from the job site? I'm going to start bringing you guys a lot more of that. I'm probably going to have a video for Joe Does Stuff today. I've got a bunch of footage to edit. I'll probably be doing that. Trying to line up more work. We've got a big roofing job that we're getting ready to start Saturday. We're putting roofs on the weekend because, the code enforcement sleeps in, all that good shit. You don't need a permit to do a roof anywhere in Virginia. You don't need it. So that's a good thing. It's really just a song that I wrote. But we're putting the roof on the weekend, which we're living up to the lyrics, and I love that, simply because of the fact that we're supposed to have rain today, and we're supposed to have rain tomorrow. Folks, it is beautiful looking out this window. It's going to be 60 degrees outside, and we don't have a damn thing to do. We don't have a damn thing to do. We're done with the punch-out list until the real estate man gets back in town and lets us know the direction he wants to go with the handrail. And so there's nothing else that we can do. I went over there first thing this morning. I had to take a look at some things. And folks, I absolutely lost my marbles this morning. I really did. I really did. K Schwizzle, if you need a mod, man, I appreciate you. You and Lieutenant Dan are going to be mods. You're a mod, and Lieutenant Dan, I'm making you a mod too. Welcome to the Army, folks. You just got brought home. You've joined the gang today. I made you guys mods, so hopefully that worked. Yeah, you're a moderator now. Welcome and appreciate you guys being here. All right, I got a lot of things to share, and it sucks because I'm probably going to end up sharing this stuff with you, and it will probably be in the video as well. I guess I'm going to start with a bit of a story, and bear with me for this one. It's going to be politically charged. Don't get in your feelings, okay? It's not meant for that. It's a story. It's a story time. It's about politics. And folks, it's a good story. Hear me out on this. I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning. I shit you not. I've been doing taxes. I've been doing taxes. Yeah, man. And once I get started on something, I'm zoned in, right? So I'm really trying to save myself some money. And, we got a child now, and we need some major breaks. And I've never had good accounting. It's just always been a mess. So anyways, I got to do this shit myself. So I'm learning how to be a CPN. I think that's what it is. A certified, forgive me, I got to undo the belt, man. My freaking fat ass stomach. Whatever you call it, a CPA, I think is what it is. So I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going through, this stuff. It's diabolical to see. It's bank statements, they tell a tale. Gosh almighty, they do. And anyways, it's just a diabolical situation. So regardless, I get done doing that. And I'm like, you know what I really want to do? I start thinking about the live stream from yesterday and how good that was. And I'm like, man, I wish I can't afford a $10,000 or a $30,000 streaming backpack like these IRL kids have, where it's like 5G on your back and you can stream in 4K, I think. I didn't fart, that was the chair. So I'm like, the phone does great. Don't get me wrong. I'm satisfied with the phone quality, but I really want an auxiliary camera so that I can look at the chat and have the camera going. So I was like, well, I know that you can do this with an action camera. So I'm dealing with my action cameras. I got two different ones. I got a GoPro and a Insta360 Ace Pro 2. The Insta360 Ace Pro 2, it's a great camera. It's my newest camera. But it doesn't, and it shoots 4K footage. I mean, not 4K, 8K footage. And I'm thinking to myself, well, this will be a great camera to use to live stream. Not that you could live stream in 8K, but whatever. So long story short, that camera, as technically advanced as it is, it does not offer an ability to live stream from it. So I get into ChatGPT. I say, hey, I know GoPro does, right? How do I do it? It tells me that GoPro does. I've got a GoPro Hero 9 Black. I start messing with that. It's the worst connection. It's going to make the streams even worse. So I don't want to do that. Shout out to you guys being up in here. I hope that I make this a good one for you guys. We got 141 people up in here. This is a political story that I'm telling you right now. So just buckle your seatbelts. Don't let this ruffle your feathers. It's just a story, okay? You're going to get offended. Somebody will. I promise you they will. While I'm trying to connect the GoPro to my phone, I don't want to connect the GoPro to my Wi-Fi. I want to connect the GoPro to my hotspot on my phone, and I've got a really good hotspot on my phone. I'm able to run this laptop out and about off of my phone with relatively decent internet connection. So, while I'm trying to find my hotspot, you're searching Wi-Fi connections. I'm in my house. So everybody's Wi-Fi is pulling up. I'm seeing all of the names of the Wi-Fis, and everybody's got their Wi-Fi named. I've got my Wi-Fi named, and my Wi-Fi isn't named anything crazy at all. I don't want to tell you what it is, but if you ever were in my area searching for my internet, it would be very easy to find. You'd be like, that's Joe right there. Let's frickin' hack this son of a bitch. Let's go get our frickin' our Flipper McCoy device, and let's hack them. Ironically, that common internet is actually a decoy. It's not even in use anymore, but it still pops up for whatever reason. So maybe it is still in use and I just don't know. But anyways, that's just got me thinking kind of crazy. I need to share a little footnote before I continue with this. Where I live at is very political. My street, my neighborhood, my city is very blue. And for those of you who know, Joe is not. I'm not getting political. I'm not going one way or another with you on this. I've got my views. I don't agree with everything on the right side, but I certainly agree with whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just not a liberal. I'm not a Democrat. I'm just not that. Okay? I don't knock anybody for their political beliefs. I'm not freaking, Team Trump 1,000%. There's plenty of shit that I'm not happy with his administration, yada, yada. Okay? It doesn't matter who's in office, there's going to be some shit. Trump just happens to be a guy that's very vocal, and a lot of people don't like him. Where I live at, my street especially, is super liberal. Super liberal. Okay? I don't care. Keep your opinions to your God-blessed self. And I understand that politics is such a murky, ugly, dirty game. It's very, and it's so far beyond like dirty tactics and dirty politics. Now it's violent. Now it's a violent thing. And it's sad that it's like that. So anyways, again, on my particular street, I don't even think anybody knows that I'm a conservative to a certain degree, to a lot of degree, actually. I don't put my political beliefs out there. I guess I just do it on the internet to a certain degree. The fact of the matter is, there's only one other conservative on my street, and during the election, they actually had a Trump flag out. I thought it was interesting, considering where we live. They've got the most expensive house on the street. They're very successful. They're Team Trump, and they put it out there during governor elections and lesser elections. You know, they've got their red banners out there where everybody else has their blue. Hey, Dan, shout out to you, brother. Appreciate the dono right there. Liam is a good boy. We're going to sing some songs. Yes, we are. Appreciate you, man. That means a lot. Thank you very much. Let me heart that money right there. I'm going to go run outside and scream to the entire neighborhood. Dan just donated a dime piece. Appreciate you, brother. 420. Appreciate that donation earlier as well, too. Thank you, guys. The point of this story is this. This morning, as I'm trying to get my GoPro to hook up to the phone and I'm searching for internets, I notice an internet of my neighbor that is named absolutely diabolical. Folks, the name of this internet was in all caps and it said, Trump is gay. And when I saw this, I knew exactly who it is. It's the neighbor that lives right here next to me. Right here. I promise you it's them. Okay? It's them. Them folks right there. I know it's them. Because they're so libbed out. Yo, this shit is ridiculous. It's them. Right next door to my house. Google Earth that shit. I didn't get offended because of the statement, right? Like, I don't give a damn how you feel about Trump. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I try to respect people for their opinion, whatever. But when you're out here trying to, and this is such a silly game to play, right? Because who's ever going to see this? Except for the people in the neighborhood, right? Who can pick up your Wi-Fi. You know, you're putting it out there, your thoughts here for a select few to see. Now, don't worry, I've already screenshotted this, and this live stream is going to be ripped, downloaded, and turned into a video because it's good. It's a great story, okay? I don't care if you think, like, how you feel in relation to Trump. There's plenty of shit about the guy that, I don't like, okay? But this is where it gets me at. There's two parts of this that really get me. One, as a liberal and as a Democrat, I thought you people were all about inclusivity. Inclusivity? inclusion. I thought y'all were about that life, right? Like, so to make a statement saying that Trump is gay, you're saying gay in a derogatory fashion. And as a liberal and a Democrat, I didn't know y'all be like that, though, for real. I didn't know there were neo-Nazi Democrats. I didn't know. I had no idea that y'all felt that way. I mean, because what you're really saying is that being gay is a bad thing. I thought all liberals were gay. I mean, I'm messing with you. Don't take it so literally. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are supposed to be, y'all mad about DEI or whatever that shit's called. Like, you're mad about that, but you're saying Trump is gay in all caps. And you're putting this out there for only a select few people to see in the neighborhood. And what do you gain from doing this? Is this making you feel like you're the man? Like, yeah, that'll show them. And then I think to myself, who are you directing this at? Because you're not just putting this out here. You're directing and you're projecting. You're projecting. This is an object. You're projecting this view for a select few to see, but there's really one or two people that you probably really want to see this. Maybe this is directed at me. Maybe it's directed at the guy that had the Trump flag. What is this? You know what would be crazy? Around the fire, I'm not butthurt about this. I promise you I'm not butthurt about this. I could care less. I'm literally just sharing the story. I find it fascinating that liberals would talk about somebody in a derogatory sense by saying that they're gay. Trump is gay? I don't care if you feel, I wouldn't care if he was. I don't have a problem with gay people. I don't have a problem with anybody. I have a problem when people project, right? You're projecting your views. It's not that, it is what it is. So the two things that strike me about this are, again, one, that I didn't think that, I thought Democrats and liberals were about inclusivity. And then two, I feel like this is directed at like either me or like the other neighbor, which I don't care. I'm not butthurt about this, I promise you. And I know that I'm ruffling feathers, and we can see what feathers are getting ruffled by some of the comments in here. I understand that people hate this guy. I get that. And that's why I don't put my opinions out there. I don't. I respect everybody's opinions enough to not put my opinions out there. So I hope that by me sharing this story, I'm able to do so and remain neutral. And only bring up some objectivity to this, some oxymoron-ness to this, right? Some conundrums. Maybe I had it all wrong. Maybe not all liberals and Democrats are about inclusivity. I thought that it was always, I thought that it was always people just viewed conservatives as the neo-Nazi racist. But it seems like there could be, some hate, internalized, compartmentalized from the blue side as well. Duber says Joe's just stirring the pot, LOL. You know damn well that's what I'm doing. So let's continue. Hear me out on this. I'm sharing this story because there's a very good valid point to all of this. I want to get involved. Not only do I want to make a video about this, and how crazy would it be if the CIA ran down on my neighbor? That shit would be hilarious. I'd be out there like, ha ha! And not because I feel one way about this man and, but Joe, man, you're playing a dangerous game when you're talking about the president of the United States, man. Like, you've seen what's happened in the past when people was talking about another guy. Here's what I want to do. I'm not going to call a tip line. I'm not going to do that. What I want to do is I want to change my internet name. I want to have an internet name feud. Let's do the real white thing here. Don't nobody hold court in the street. Now we're just changing our internet usernames. We live in such a soft-ass generation. You can't even say this shit with your chest for real. I mean, essentially, the neighbor is saying it with their chest. They did put that shit in all caps. I'm just trying to think, what could I change my username to? And I'm not going to make it something like, no, you're gay. I would never do that. I would never do that. I would never try to purposely disrespect a particular set of people. I know I say black man all the time, but I'm just calling it for what it is. I'm not going to ever shy away from or be scared to address race. What I want to do is I want to change my username. I want to beat them at their own game. Because maybe I am paranoid. I have been up since 2 o'clock this morning. Maybe it is directed at me, for God's sakes. Maybe they hate me because they see me never go to work, and I ain't sweating a thing. I could say some things, and I'm not going to say some things because I can see the strain that they're going through. I know they are. And maybe that's what's got them feeling this way. And you know what? Again, however you feel for whatever reason, people are entitled to that. But when you start to project that shit, that's when I take a little bit of offense to it because I don't want to hear your bullshit. So what I want to do is I want to come back with something like, why can't we all just get along? Gosh almighty. You kill them with kindness. You know what I mean? I should change my username to gay as a derogatory term when used slanderously. I should change mine to, I thought liberals were inclusive. That's not a very inclusive thing to say. That's what I should change it to. That's not a very inclusive thing to say. That's it right there. That is the bar of the century. And that gets them, right? And they're going to know that it's me and I know that it's them because their shit's popping up just as heavy in my house as my shit's probably popping up in theirs. Love is love, Sinai Cookies. Yeah, man. Yoda says, what's wrong with gay people? Exactly. You change it to some shit like that, man. Change it to you hurt my feelings. Around the fur, I promise you. Vaping. $20 is $20. Maybe they're trying to smoke somebody out, right? Like they're expecting somebody to clap back even harder. Can you imagine this makes the news? This the type of petty dumb shit that should, right? It really should get out there. Oh, God. I just share the story with you because you can't make this type of shit up. It's such cheesy, childish bullshit. You just can't make it up. So anyways, that was the political story. I'm sorry if it offended anybody. It wasn't my intention to do so. I'm going to change my shit to hacking your internet right now. Or like some people, some interesting internets I've seen named. It's almost like people watching. Have you ever gone out in public, like an airport, for example, and turned on your Wi-Fi settings just to see what Wi-Fi's pop up, like FBI watching, sniper on the roof, unmarked police car down the street? Those are some wild ass usernames. Could you imagine messing with people with some shit like that? Kind of off topic, but a little bit of the same. Where my city, I hate my city. I swear I do. I live in Portsmouth, Virginia. It's Pistol City. This city is so violent and so drug infested. This shit's almost like freaking Kingston, New Jersey or whatever. It's what it reminds me of. It's a sad situation, but when I'm taking my son to his daycare, it's a very nice little daycare, great school, great class, safe environment. But to get there, we've got to pass this road and this house that just suck. All it takes is one house, one road to just screw up an area. And For example, we were picking my son up yesterday. It was me and my wife picking my son up. And we're watching a drug deal take place right at the end of this particular road, right in broad daylight. You got two guys on a bicycle, one chick keeled over like she's a folding lawn chair, scoring right there in broad daylight. We ain't even worried about the police no more. 2025, like, hey, man, life is just different. But anyways, this house, there's a house on this particular road. It's not even a house, it's a garage. And there's a lot of people that live in this garage from what I gather. It's probably 4 or 5 people living in this one garage. We've got a moped, we got a couple of junker cars out there, and we've got like 4 or 5 dudes who absolutely fit the bill of addiction and, up to no good. And I hate the stereotype, but you know it when you see it, right? You know that there's probably heavy drug activity taking place at this spot. So I wonder, how crazy would it be to go post up out there for the day and just create an internet and call that shit, the police are watching you. Garage house. Jump out boys down the street watching the garage. And just film all day long as these guys come out, just trying to look and not look suspicious, like looking for the vehicle. I think that shit would be something. Lieutenant Dan's Wi-Fi name is Chum Bucket. I'm sure everybody's got a username. Enhanced Trucker, your mom's favorite trucker. I can't tell you what mine is, but mine's a little after prison show-esque. Nothing crazy. And when I was creating my username or my internet, I was like, man, I'm going to make it this, I'm going to make it that. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that because that's just a little too extreme. Let me just make it something mildly comical, which is what I did. And no harm, no foul in that. Anyways, enough about all of that. Let me go ahead and move on a little bit. I got more that I want to share with you guys. So I go over to the house today where we were doing all the work at. And we don't have anything else to do there until the real estate man comes back in town. You guys remember I was messing with the thermostat amongst other things over there yesterday. Well, somebody actually made a comment on the live stream from yesterday and left a really good comment in relation to what you said, K-Swizzle, in terms of jumping the red and the white wire. They said, Jesus Christ, Joe, jump it and put it back together. My ass was sitting here trying to hotwire this thing with the thermostat still off. Maybe that would have worked, maybe not. But it did make a lot of sense because I remember when I was looking at the old thermostat, it was jumped. There was a wire in there jumping. Now, the new thermostat had a built-in jumper. But I said, maybe there's something to that. Maybe we need to jump the white and the red wire and then put the thermostat back together. Man, this was heavy on my mind. So I go over there today. I'm hyped for this because I'm like, we about to get this thing working. And I'm filming a little bit of this, or at least I thought I was. It turns out I wasn't filming. I had the camera set up, or my phone. And when I put it in the little tripod thing, it just cut the camera off for whatever reason. Thank God that it did. Bobby, it was you. Yes, that was you. I even shouted you out, or at least I thought I did because I wasn't filming. Bobby, I thought about your comment all damn night. Couldn't even sleep because of that. Tell me why I go back, I'm filming this. I'm like, we're going to get this, man. I'm feeling like Jack Bauer up in here. Tell me why I go back in there. And I realize pretty quickly, after I've put the jumper in there and I'm ready to put the thermostat face back on, I realize pretty freaking quickly that these guys, I think I just chipped a tooth. I was grinding my teeth so hard when I said that right there. These guys of mine, these great guys, these splentastically fantastic guys, broke the freaking thermostat, the brand new thermostat, the $29 thermostat. They shattered it into a bunch of pieces. So I spent 15 minutes trying to put this damn thing back together, putting the face on it, doing all that. Turns out it's done. It doesn't work. It's broken. So I go to Lowe's. I bought an identical one. I just haven't been back over there to try it yet. And, you know, listen, we win as a team and we lose as a team. And when you break it, you bought it. And I don't care if it was Jason or Gene or if Gene throws Jason under the bus again. That doesn't matter to me. You're both going to wear this in the form of a $15 deduction from your damn pay. Nah, man. Pay attention to what you're doing. Now you're breaking shit and I got to go buy it twice. You're reminding me of flip number 1 and I don't like that. I don't like that. So anyways, I'm not even going to trip on it. I'm just going to tell them, hey, look, y'all broke the thermostat. No big deal. Big deal. I'm taking $15 from the both of y'all. Here's the other kicker to this, and I don't know if this has anything to do with anything, K-Schwizzle, so I'm going to ask you. We did everything that we did yesterday, right? We flipped breakers, we hot wired shit, we wired it up correctly, orange to orange, yellow to yellow, all that good shit. We followed the instructions as close as we possibly could. I'm sorry, I just got screwed up right here. I was looking at something. I was looking at the views and the viewers. And it says that we got 412 views and 183 viewers. My dumbass thought we had 412 viewers. I thought I was about to become a freaking a live streamer. I'm like, holy shit, I'm watching my career button right here in front of me. Anyways, I noticed something that we didn't see yesterday on the thermostat. On the back of this little piece of junk thermostat, it's got a switch for oil and gas and then electric and emergency heat or something like that. Well, the thermostat was on the oil and gas setting. I don't know if that's going to make any difference, but we're going to make sure we've got it on the electric side. We know it's not gas. There's no red switch. There's no gas for this heat. Okay? It kind of looks like it could have been a gas pack unit maybe, but it's not, right? It's an electric system. Okay, Schwizzle telling me about that multimeter. I don't even know how to use a damn multimeter. It'd be crazy to get one and then have to try to learn how to use it. Sandy, shout out to you. I still need a new hoodie design, Joe. That HVAC hoodie was way too big and old now. Yeah, I've been working on some new merch, like sporadically. One of my design ideas was called Good, Fast, and Cheap. You can't have all three. Everybody wants all three, but you just can't. And that's such an oxymoron statement. There's good, there's fast, and there's cheap, and you can't have all three. You can have good and you can have cheap, but it won't be fast. You can have cheap and you can have fast, but it won't be good, right? That's an oxymoron statement because you can have two of the three and be okay with it. You can have good and you can have cheap, but it won't be fast. How does that even make any sense? Nobody's going to go in there and do good work at a cheap price and not be fast. Because if they're not fast, they're not going to make any money. So I guess you're right. I guess you can't have all three because nobody would do that. I guess it does make sense after all. Okay, Schwizzle says, I think that switch affects how the fan is controlled. No, there's another switch that says auto and on for the fan. So unless you're talking about something totally different, I don't know. Oh, hilarious. And then comes in another story to share. It's story time here on Joe Does Stuff, and we're having a grand old time doing so. I appreciate the 181 up in here rocking with me. I hope your guys' day is going good. Today's Thursday. It's almost Friday. This weekend is my son's birthday. We're having a nice little birthday party for him. I just hope his friends show up. We did invitations. We asked for RSVP or whatever you call it, and only like 3 of them have. His best friend hasn't RVSP'd yet. Hopefully he shows up. My son's best friend's name is Boom. He's a great little kid. All the kids in my son's school or his class, they're all about his age, and they're just amazing little children. Shout out to you guys. Tyler, shout out to you getting ready for the grind. All right, I'm going to share a story with you guys, and I'm going to try to do so in a way where I can share my screen with you. I'm going to do a little shameless plug as well, too, because the only way I can tell you this story is by sharing the Joe Does Stuff Facebook page. So if you guys aren't a part of the Joe Does Stuff Facebook page, this will be new to you. If you are, maybe you saw this post that I made yesterday. Let me go ahead and share this with you. So a guy reaches out to me, cold calls for and then window capture. And this. A guy reaches out for some drywall repair work yesterday. This is what he's asking about. One of 3 pictures that I received from this guy. I don't even know what to make of this picture right here. Okay, obviously this is, I have no idea what I'm looking at. All right, I know we got purple board right here. We've got our mildew and mold resistant drywall in the bathroom. That shit is diabolically held together with masking tape. But it almost looks like it's built out because that's way thicker than a 1/2 inch or, 5/8. Which I don't even think frickin' purple board comes in, okay? So this is one picture. Now, prior to him sending me the pictures, and as we're talking about this, I did have a phone call with this guy. This was not all through email or text. So we did have a phone call. Okay, I definitely was trying to sound as professional as I can, and sometimes that probably can come across a little scamish, sales tactic-ish. Wow, that thumbnail for this live stream looks great with that plasma background. He tells me that one of the repairs is in the bathroom. 2 of them are underneath of a vanity. I said, hey, look, if it's behind the toilet like he was telling me, I said, we probably got to remove the toilet to fix this too. Did y'all masking tape the drywall to the wall here and then put the baseboard in and the shoe molding? This shit is crazy. I got no idea what lies in wait behind this shit that they've got taped to the wall right here. I do see a couple of drywall screws. All right. I need the work because I know we don't have any work for today. So there's this repair. Oh, shit. Why am I going to? Oh, yeah, I forgot. It was in the comments. So I got to go back to here. There was this repair. This is underneath of a vanity. Look at this freaking mess. Holy moly. There's not knowing how to do drywall, and then there's absolutely having no freaking idea how to do drywall. They said a plumber had to come in here and fix some leaks. This does look like a plumber's work right here. And you can get a lot from a picture. There was one more repair that looked just like that. I can't find it right this second. So anyways, you can gain a lot of information just from a picture. And you can tell that this is some cheap ass shit. This is as cheap as it gets. This is cheapo, and this is going with the absolute cheapest. If you were satisfied with this at some point, say no more. You've said enough. He sends me the pictures. I need to try to sell this work. There's 3 repairs. I've shown you 2 of them. How much you figure something like this would go for? Okay, to finish this, we got to mud and tape. First of all, we got to figure out what's going on behind here. We're going to have to shim this shit up. We're going to have to cut out the bad. It's going to be a lot of work. Got to prep this work area. It's going to be a decent amount of work. Remove the toilet. And then it's going to take 3 coats of mud. Okay, and we're trying to get this done in one day because I know that this is going to be a cheap job. He's telling me he's not even worried about paint afterwards. Okay, so I tell him, here was my exact message to him. I said, hey, Bill, fantastic and thank you. Yes, we can take care of this for you for $650. Folks, the repair behind the toilet is $650 by itself. We're going to need to remove the toilet to finish correctly. Drywall will be installed correctly in all 3 areas. We will then tape and mud with 3 coats in total for seamless, flawless finish. We will provide all materials as well for the work to be completed, included in the price. Work area will be prepped to prevent any additional mess from the work. Then we will clean after. Job will be completed in 1 day. And again, if available, we can tackle this for you tomorrow. Please let me know. Thank you. This was yesterday around 3:30. I didn't hear anything from this. Well, he did hit me back. I gave him the deal of the century. This guy got a Black Friday freaking deal on this. I gave him a Black Friday freaking deal on this. His response to me is, thanks, I'll be in touch and let you know what I decide. Decide on what? What did you think this was going to cost? And I'm going to tell you what he thought it was going to cost. He thought it was going to cost, oh my God, what's going on? Where's my scene at? Oh, shoot. How did everything just get so crazy? And how did I lose my scene? My scene is literally gone, which is just, well, that's crazy. I guess it was this scene in some kind of a way it got screwed up. It had to be this, and it had to get screwed up. Window capture. Let's make that go away. And there we go. All right. Some kind of a way. Oh, my streaming software. It's the worst. Duber says $650 seems like a steal. It was a damn good price. It was a desperate price, to be honest. It was a price to just keep my guys working. That's all I wanted, was to give them some work. I'm trying to get them all the work that they can prior to Christmas so that, they can have as much money going into the holidays as possible. But I told him yesterday, I said, we're not working today unless I can make something happen, which ain't nothing come through. And then we're working all weekend. Well, scratch that. They're working all weekend. I know I'm not going to want to go here. Yeah. They're going to be doing the roofing job this weekend. Materials get delivered on that today. Dumpster gets delivered on that today. And then, yeah, so that'll be good. So here's the deal. I told that guy that yesterday. He hits me back. He says, oh, I'll be in touch. Thanks. Well, today, I hit him up at 8:30 this morning. I'm not messing around with you. Now I'm going to be a little, it's not even like a nuisance. I'm following up. I'm doing what I need to do. So I follow up with him this morning. I'm like, hey, man, you got any additional questions? Have you made a decision yet? And he just hits me back. And he literally just hit me back and he said, no decision yet. What is there to decide on? I'll drive your ass to the plasma bank if we're just a couple of dollars shy of this. And here's the deal. I know my pricing. I stand on my pricing. I know my pricing is way too low in regards to that. But I knew all I needed to know when I saw those pictures, where that pricing needed to be. And I put it as strategic and as competitive as possible. But clearly, from this guy's reaction and response here, which there's a lack of, we know that that price is probably double what he wanted to spend. Nah, man. And what if it was only off by just $100? It was just $100 too much. People really do just want the cheapest. People do just really want the cheapest. And it's what it is. I don't even get mad about it anymore because I get it. Everybody wants the cheapest. I had this revelation, I think last week. I was at Lowe's, and in the parking lot was a van for a contractor that we used to sub painting work from. And I always thought, especially when I was doing apartment painting, I always thought that if you get in with a contractor, that's a really good thing to do. And sadly, especially when it comes to painting work, maybe with other trades it's different. Like if you're an HVAC technician, I mean, you're gold. An electrician, you're gold. You're a plumber, you're gold. A roofer, you're gold. Your money's going to be your money, but painting, anybody can do it. And everybody thinks they can. And everybody's doing it for next to nothing. But I was made to remember that getting in with that contractor actually wasn't as good as I at first thought it was going to be. because he didn't like my pricing. And he was quick to let me know that, there was somebody else who was going to do it cheaper and wanted me to fight with them over pricing. And I wasn't trying to do that at all. There was another contractor that we worked for that was actually a bit of a better situation. And we worked for them for a longer period of time, but it still became the same. When you're a contractor and you've got a big job, you're going to want certain things to be cheap. This particular contractor that I speak of did a lot of bathroom remodels, and we probably painted 2 or 3 bathrooms for this guy. And these are not these are $40,000 bathroom remodels. So where does that money get spent at? That money gets spent in your tile guys, your drywall finishing guys, your skilled in-house help, because maybe you're subbing out tile work or maybe you're subbing out drywall work. But at the very end of that list is the painter. And it's just paint, for God's sakes. At least that's the way a lot of people are going to view it. So that's why I really feel like I've become a martyr with the Joe Does Stuff Facebook page, especially for painting stereotypes, misconceptions, a lot of truths, and the reaction content that I do over there. I really do try to make fun of the mockery that the painting industry really is. And it's sad, too. You got these painters who swear by these Benjamin Moores and these Spectrums and these Commands and these high-end freaking paints. And don't get me wrong. When the shoe fits, you wear it. When you're doing cabinet refinishing and you got an $8,000 cabinet refinishing job, yeah, in those cases, for sure. But when you're painting a house and a customer is nickel and diming you on the price and your price is already too low, you're not getting no emerald. You're not getting no duration in there. I've come to the conclusion I'm learning lessons every day. Every day I still learn things. If you're going to be cheap and the price is going to be cheap, bitch, you're getting painter's edge. I don't give a damn what it is. Oh, you want satin? They don't got a satin finish in painter's edge. They barely got an eggshell. I don't even think they have an eggshell. I think it's just flat and semi-gloss. Sorry. Hey, Mr. B. Green, what's going on? Plot twist. He is a couple of dollars short, but when you take him to the plasma center, they tell him he's got a blood disorder and can't donate. That is a horrendous situation. I don't wish any ill will on people, if they don't want to use us, if they don't like the price, whatever. Because one thing about it makes content. It gives me a story to tell. It turns into something that I can share to get some engagement. I'm no expert. Let me say that first and foremost, but I want to give people all of the information that I have. And two things that I got a decent amount of information in are painting, the painting industry, and apartment contracting. I got a fair amount in that apartment game. And speaking of which, let's move on to another story that I want to share with you. This is a good one. So this just happened within the last day. Yesterday, I think it happened. Day before yesterday, at the latest. When I was doing that job as a project manager that I got fired from, there were a lot of things that were wrong with that situation, but I'm not here to go into all of that. It just wasn't a good fit for me. I wasn't a good fit for them. It's going to be like that sometimes. Doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with either side. Okay, so let me share that first of all. But they did work for some very sketchy apartments and apartment management companies that I tried to forewarn them about, but maybe their connections were better suited than mine. Because these were companies that I wouldn't dare deal with because I knew better. I knew you're going to fight hell to try to get paid from these people if they even pay at all. There was one particular, oh man, did I not save the story? I thought that I did. There was one particular apartment complex that I worked at quite a bit for this company. It was a no-win situation. The work that I was to oversee was never going to be good enough for anybody because the company was never going to pay. So they were going to use any and everything that they could to be like, well, you guys didn't do this. You were never going to win, and they were already so in debt. This company was to the company I was working for. It was just a really screwed up situation. You've got the worst apartment complex in the area, or one of them, managed by one of the worst, I don't know a worser, apartment management company. Now, let me tell you something for anybody who might be watching this, thinking to themselves, or maybe you're already involved in apartment painting work, especially apartment painting or cleaning. If you're going to get involved in that game, two things. You better have some upfront cash because you're going to be waiting to get paid. I'm not saying you can't win at this, but it's going to take a lot of shoveling the money into the fire pit and waiting to recoup from that. But if you're going to get involved in it, make sure that the companies that you're working for, when you go and you meet these apartments and you see who they're managed by, whatever company they're managed by, make sure that they're managed by a company that's, a renowned, a larger company, a company that's got a lot of properties in the area, a company that's been around for a while, a company that's not like some small company that nobody's ever heard of. And if you don't know who these people are, the easiest way to find out is to go to Sherwin-Williams and ask the people at Sherwin-Williams, because they are the counselors. They are the therapist for apartment painters, the guys shaking the paint up. If you're trying to get into the apartment painting game and you don't know anything about anything, go to Sherwin-Williams first to inquire about whatever apartment complex you want to go paint at. Hey, that looks like a nice place. I wonder if I could go paint over there. Go to Sherwin-Williams and ask them about that place. Hey, what do you know about frickin', Wind Trail Apartments? And they're going to tell you because they're going to know because they're making the paint for the painters who've been over there. Don't do it. They don't pay. Stay away. I've had Sherwin-Williams recommend apartments to me. Hey, Joe, I know these people. They're looking for painters. Go over there. And Sherwin-Williams is going to know even more too, because Sherwin-Williams in some cases may need to get paid from them people too. So they might even be able to tell you if they pay on time. Hey, is their account locked? Ask them that. If their account's locked, then you know that they don't pay. I'm trying to find this picture of this story, and for whatever reason, I can't pull it up. I'll tell you what I can do. I can do it just like this. So a couple of days ago, there was a story that came out in relation to that shithole apartment complex. And what it involved, I want to find the picture first so I can show you that at the same time. I know damn well you ain't got no Facebook page. Man, y'all tripping. They got 11 followers. They tried to create a Facebook page. Earlier this year. That failed horribly. Recent post? Can we just get a freaking recent post? Okay, for whatever reason, the picture is not popping up. The news article is not popping up. I don't know if they got hit with a freaking cease and desist. The news did. But here's the deal. A couple of days ago, an entire ceiling fell in a children's bedroom, and it hit 2 kids in their bed. Kids got scratches on them. The God bless it, drywall fell off of the ceiling and collapsed right on these children in this bedroom. Now, a common misconception about this place that I was under the impression of is that, let me see if I can at least do this. Here we go. Here's a local hood reporter from my area. This was from years ago, 4 years ago, as a matter of fact. She was out here at these apartments. And how do I mute this shit? I don't want to hear it. I guess I got to do it like this. All right, anyway, she was out here at these apartments, and she said this place has major issues. So here's her filming. This looks like some plumbing or septic issues that this place had. So here is these shithole apartments right here. I don't know what she's even talking about. You may remember a place like this where I was out there at. And, yeah, I got no idea what she's talking about. I probably should turn up the volume for this. But I kind of got an idea what she's talking about. So right at these buildings, underneath of these buildings has about a 5-foot crawl space or a basement, essentially. You've got water heaters down there. You've got a lot of your plumbing down there. Well, what's interesting about this is when I was out there, a couple of the buildings, their entire basement was completely flooded, which meant that your pilot lights on your water heaters was off. People didn't have running water or hot water. Like, this place was damn near uninhabitable. Okay, I don't know what she's talking about. She's looking at windows, so there's some ground shit. Maybe, yeah. There's the basement area right there. These were damn near uninhabitable units. This is 4 years ago. She was out here. This place is a complete freaking shithole now. And you know what was diabolical about this? Is they've been trying to sell this property. The owners, the ownership, whoever the frick owns this thing, they've been trying to sell. Nobody's going to buy this. Look at this place, man. You're going to fall right. Like, this place is a death trap. Not only did the drywall fall on 2 children 2 days ago from a bedroom ceiling, just a week ago, somebody got shot out here. This is a really bad area. A dude ran up on me, tried to press me for a cigarette one day out there. These people are down bad in this neighborhood. So when I'm working out here, I was under the impression the entire time that this was a Section 8 property. Okay, this is project housing. I would find out from an employee that it was not, which absolutely baffled me. The rent out here, they've got 2-bedroom units. I think that's the biggest that they have. 2-bedroom, 1-bath units is all they got out there. Is $1,000. $1,000 is the cheapest apartments you can find on the planet at this point. And they only had a handful of Section 8 people in there. Now, to also mention, ceiling just falls down. Why this is important? Because who's gonna repair this? You can't get no contractors out there for real. They're not paying. Everybody knows they're not paying. They've burned everybody. So who are they going to get to come do this? They're going to come get you to do this. That new guy trying to start that painting business, who goes to this apartment complex, who has no idea what he's walking into. Shit, you know what? They're ghetto, but hey, work is work. And you walk into that office, hey, I'm freaking Joe Blow. I'm from schmucking a truck painting, from cucking the quarter painting. Y'all looking for a new painter? That's another thing to consider too when you're trying to get into the apartment game. If you go into an apartment complex, here's how it should go. You go in there, you go into the office, you're trying to drop off your information about you're a painter, you're great, this and that. If they pay you no mind whatsoever, that's a company to pursue. If they pay you no mind whatsoever, that's a company to pursue. That means they've got a painter, they're happy with their painter is happy with the situation. Now you go undercut him, which is going to be impossible because he's probably already painting for next to nothing. If you go into an apartment complex and these people are like, yo, you're a painter? We've been waiting for you. Run. Don't walk, run for the door, get in your vehicle, get up out of there, go to the plasma center, donate plasma, because you're going to get paid way quicker from the plasma center and possibly even more money than you'll ever get paid from them folks. If they're in a desperate, dire situation and they need a painter, it's not because their painter's not available. It's not because he's too busy, he got big too fast. They need a painter because they didn't pay the last guy or the guy before that or the guy before that. Apartment complex is the worst type of thing to work with. And they will burn you. They will burn you. Take it from me, I should know. I'm like a battered contractor. So if you want to get into the apartment game for any kind of a trade, it's not an easy thing to win at. It really isn't. It can be done. There's a company right now that I know of that is absolutely freaking crushing it. And it's wild because they were an HVAC company. They were an HVAC company first, and they only dealt with apartments. They had horrible reviews on the internet, but that didn't stop the business that they were getting because apartment complexes were using them. They were affordable, and they specialized, in multi-family HVAC. But they got to be even bigger because they branched off of that and they started a construction company. And now they do apartment renovations. And in this area that I live in, they are the only company that's doing apartment renovations at the scale that they're doing it at and at a price point that probably nobody else can match. They can renovate an apartment in a day. In a day, they can have that damn thing done. Not painting, but I'm talking about pulling out all your old cabinets, all your old appliances, countertop, and then putting the brand new shit back in. Go get your flooring guy to put the flooring in, get your painter to do the painting work, bada bing, bada boom. We're done. And that's just something that I envied. I almost went and tried to work for them just to try to learn how they figured it all out. And you know what I really wanted? I really wanted their California connection. So I hate to say this, but I almost was going to do some snake shit, go work for them so I could figure out where they were getting their countertops from and where they were getting their granite from. Because that was the one thing that I still don't have to this date is a granite connection. Mr. B. Green, yes, every complex did finally pay me. Some of them took 6 months or more. I remember a year and a half later, I got a check. And I was like, holy shit. A year and a half later, I had already closed the business down. My last check I got a year and a half after I closed the business down. Whew. Dan says, whatever happened to the all-in-one apartment turnaround company? You know, it's funny. I don't know. I never followed up to find out, but I did get a phone call probably 6 months, maybe a year ago from one of those apartments that went with that company asking me to come back and paint, but I had already shut the business down and I wasn't going to open it back up again. I was like, nah, man, we're done. I'm doing residential now. I've had a couple of people reach out to me, especially as of late, asking me for work. Ironically, when I was working as a project manager, you'll remember I got fired because of how that last job turned out that I had to oversee. I'll never forget something that that my boss of that company told me. It was a profound statement. He told me this the second day that I was working there. He said, you're a project manager. Your job is to be held culpable for when shit doesn't go right. And if that wasn't, oh my God, the roofing guy just called me and told me all the materials are there. We ought to go over there. That's what we're getting ready to do. Go over there and take a look at everything. We can't do anything today because of the fact that it's going to rain tomorrow. But could we though? Could we go bang this bitch out in a day? The dumpster's not there. The dumpster's not getting there till later today. So that would be some real hustling backwards shit. You don't never want to handle shingle debris twice. You never want to do that. Good stuff says, Joe, where do you get your leads from? Previous connections mostly. Facebook. I try to advertise some on Facebook, and the connections that we've made since getting back into work. Word of mouth has been pretty good for us. But anyways, getting back to that story, they told me I was going to be a scapegoat. Yes, K-Swizzle. So when that last job didn't go correctly and we went back numerous times to try to fix it, it never was good enough for what, they were expecting it to be. And as it should have been. It should have been done 100%. It was not. I wear the blame for that. Now, I can justify this 100 ways. We tried to do this in-house, utilizing the guys that were hired at this company that I was a project manager for, whereas normally we would sub this out to this one really good crew that we had. But my dumb ass said, no, let's not do that. Let's try to save some money and make some money here by utilizing the guys that we have who are supposed to be good at these things. They were not good at those things. And that was a bad call on my part. So anyways, the job came out looking like shit. Gene and I went over there numerous times trying to fix it to the point where they finally said they don't even want us on the property no more. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's pretty insulting. I've never had that happen before, but it did in this case. Ironically, fast forward to just 2 or 3 months ago, that same maintenance man that we dealt with the entire time throughout that project was blowing my phone up. Joe, I got a drywall job for you. When can you get over here? You don't know how bad I wanted to answer that phone, film that conversation, and tell that guy to kick rocks. What do you mean you got a drywall job? How fast can I get over there? Whatever happened to the fact that I was trespassed off that property damn near? Now all of a sudden you want me back? Say it with the... Tell me you don't pay your vendors without telling me you don't pay your vendors. Oh, you want me to come out there? Why you want me? Glaze a little. I'll cuck in the corner. Joe, you're the best. Joe, you know what? So what? It wasn't you. It was them. You can tell me till you're blue in the face anything that you're going to try to convince me of. But I ain't new to this. Hey, Holy, what's going on? Or Holly, hello to you. Thank you for being up in here. I'm actually getting ready to wrap this thing up, man. Been on for a good little hour. Appreciate the 200 people rocking with me on this. I told some really crazy stories on this. Shared some really good information, too. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It's a cool little morning show that I've been doing as of late. It reminds me of the Bobo so much, but I love to talk shop. I mean, I really do. I got nothing but respect for the trades, for the tradesmen, for the people who are out here grinding every single day. It's why I've been doing that for the longest time. I love working with my hands and making shit happen. And I know that, good stuff can come from that, especially financially. Even with everybody wanting the cheapest, you got to be able to get in where you fit in and try to make the most of those situations. Sometimes it's easier to do so. When you're in a better high demand field, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, those things, people know they're always going to have to pay for those, pay top dollar for those in a lot of regards too. But, yeah. I'm going to wrap it up, man. I'm going to go touch base with this roofing job. I'll probably swing over there. I'm going to go back over to the house where we were doing the interior work at. I'm going to take a look at that new thermostat, see if I cannot blow up the place. Maybe that thing cuts on. Who knows? And see if it's possible some kind of a way. Maybe we can get started on this roof today. That would be the worst mistake I could ever make. But damn it, we could. Couldn't we? Hey, look, appreciate y'all taking the time. I'm going to look forward to sharing more with you just as soon as I possibly can. Hope you guys have a great Thursday. It's almost Christmas time. Hope you guys are ready for the holidays. Have a great day.